Hello, welcome to another episode of Public Answers to Private Questions. Last week, Seminarian Paul Bourne and I were giving you folks a tour of the chapel at St. John's Seminary. And really briefly during that tour, we talked a little bit about the organ that's right behind me. And someone in the Christ by the Sea Collaborative said, well, wait a second, you really kind of breezed over that. Isn't there more information you can give us about the organ and the music at St. John's Seminary? And so, given the fact that I know nothing about music, and I'm actually the last person in the world who should be giving you any kind of instruction on a musical instrument or any kind of music, I thought about inviting a friend of mine to give you a little tour of this aspect of the chapel, the organ and some of the music here at St. John's Seminary. And I'd like to introduce you to Chris Letizia. He is a seminarian. Come on to the shot. This is Chris Letizia. He's a seminarian from Natick in First Theology, and he's also a very good musician, and we are lucky to have him. So I'm going to turn it over to him, and he's going to kind of explain how the organ works, and maybe if we're lucky, he might play for us as well.
So you're looking at the organ console here in the chapel at St. John's Seminary. This organ was refurbished 5 years ago in 2015. The original organ was also a Hook and Hastings, which was built in 1902. After about a 10-year process, from 2005 to 2015, they decided that the organ had to be redone. The organ we had before was very small. It was very nice, but very small, and didn't really adjust well to the growing needs of the music in the church and the growing needs of the music here at the seminary. So hence 10 years later, in 2015, this organ was created by Andover Organ Company, and it's a 3-manual, 36-rank organ.
So Chris, can you tell us a little bit about how the organ works?
Yep. So you have your 3 keyboards right here, and you also have pedals down here. Each keyboard has a name, and they all have a specific purpose. So the first keyboard on the top here is called the swell. So the swell that I usually like to describe it as the quieter keyboard. So for example, if you're accompanying a cantor or a solo singer or a verse to a hymn, you would probably play that on this top organ. It's a little bit quieter than the other 2 keyboards. The next keyboard in the middle is called the grate. This is the funnest one in my opinion because it's the one that gives you the biggest sound. So you would play this for, like an opening or a recessional hymn, the refrain of a hymn, something that's big, and you can expand it to make it as loud as you want and as soft as you want. And the bottom keyboard is the choir. That can be used, it mixes kind of the swell and the grate together, but it also can do like solo instruments like an oboe sound or a trumpet or something like that. And so you can kind of play them at the same time.
And then you also can use your feet down at the bottom.
So the feet kind of are playing the bass clef in the music, so they're kind of the root of what you're playing. And usually there's a specific technique, heel to toe, so I don't know if you can go on my feet there, Colin. Kind of how you play it is heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. I'm not as good as that. I usually just kind of, go like this, but real organists will tell you there's usually specific shoes you can wear. They have big heels on them and suede underneath so that it's easy for the foot to kind of slide around the pedals. So that's how the organ works.
All right, and so these pipes up here that we see in the front, what is the function of those? I'm assuming that they're what the music comes out of.
Yep.
And the sound comes out of.
Yep, so they all have specific sizes and specific shapes, and the way that they're shaped and the way that they're formed produces how the sound is going to come out of them. So that's basically the pipes in a nutshell. You can kind of see there's cool designs on them that I don't think were there in the old organ. So I don't know who to give credit to for that, but you can see they have some pretty nice designs on the pipes as well.
All right, wonderful. Do you think we could take a look upstairs in the loft?
Of course.
All right. So we are now in the loft of St. John's Seminary Chapel, and we've come up here because Chris wanted to show you how the organ pipes work.
So as you can see, this is kind of where the core of the organ is. This is where all the sound comes from. If you can kind of see in this general area right here, this is the blower. It kind of moves up and down. It's got weights on it. And basically, when you fire the organ up or turn it on, all this air comes pushing through it, and it moves up and down as you're playing it, and that air pushes in through the pipes. It's quite an good, impressive thing. And there's also all kinds of electronics that go along with this. There's electronics everywhere, behind these cabinets, all in here, and it's really extensive. And there's also, except for the pipes that we saw in the front, there's also pipes in the back here, in the middle, so there's kind of pipes everywhere. And all that air from the blower goes right through them, and you can control the volume with the two pedals, which are on where the pedals are on the console. There's a volume pedal and a crescendo pedal, and that all controls all of these functions up here.
So Chris, is there also some sort of doors that you can sometimes see on the front of the organ in between the pipes?
Yeah, so you can kind of see these doors here. I don't know if they're open, but that's usually where all the electronics are. So in here, in this case here, looks like there's two doors in there. And usually you can crawl inside and, to fix things. This organ doesn't have it, but I've also seen organs where you climb up ladders into the pipes to tune them. I don't think you have to do that with this organ.
I don't think I'd fit.
Yeah. You have to be a small person to do that. At my home parish, we have a pipe organ like this, and there are ladders in there, and we have to get really small guys to go up there. I couldn't go up there. So this is the upper.
Oh, wonderful. So would you be willing to play something for us?
Be happy to.
All right, wonderful. Let's go back downstairs. So I want to thank Seminarian Chris Letizia for playing O God Beyond All Praising, which is very much a fan favorite here at the seminary, and it's also often played at major liturgies at the cathedral, which also has a Hook and a Hastings organ. But I want to thank you very much for joining us today, and if you have any other questions you'd like us to answer, we were happy to do so on Public Answers to Private Questions. God bless you all, and thank you.